Hi, hello. We're starting a new jrpg finally. We're finally getting the trails in the sky after 1,000 years. We're here. We're doing it. I'm late, so we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna launch the game. I would have set it up before going live, like I've been doing for the past couple Cold Steel streams, but I don't know if there's gonna be like a launch movie or anything that I wanna watch. So we're gonna find out. As soon as it... yeah, first time setup. I love that. Thank you, Steam, for not doing that when I downloaded the game. You'd think that'd be part of the deal. It isn't. Living in a nightmare world. It's fine. It's... It looked like it was going quickly for a second, but now, not so much. Which is really exactly what I need. Yeah, I got a new keyboard, finally. So now I'm suffering less. And that's really nice. Here we go. Oh, it's quite loud. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I suppose I should have figured it'd be really loud. Because games like these are always considerably louder than they need to be. And for no reason. Alright, I'm gonna close a bunch of things. To see if it, helps for OBS to realize that there's a new window open. And doesn't get too confused by all the other windows that previously have been open. There it is, it showed up, it's fine. It should pop up in a second here, but we'll see. Okay, no, we just go straight to the title screen. That's fine by me. You'll see it eventually. Presumably. There we go. Check options just to make sure, but it should be fine. Fix north on minimapping default, thank you, Lord. Let's see. Interesting, I wonder if Powered Lines is more close to Cold Steel. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that for the port. If it launched after Cold Steel came out, which I would assume it did. And that could be interesting to play around with. Yeah, we want character transparency, why not? That should be fine, though. Let's go. Nightmare! Average difficulty for this one, and a little challenge. Hard, a difficult setting for those who find normal a bit lacking. Nightmare, it's your funeral. May ideas be with you. Fantastic. As a normal person, I need normal difficulty. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. Look at this little creature. And Shira's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. So bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! He's not dead. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run any... We're gonna have a lot of this. We're gonna have a lot of this, fun of voicing children. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope. I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe the thing he's holding in his arms right now. Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. She's so true. So true, Queen. Jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. We love a tomboy. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you have... I don't know why dialogue sometimes is... I just can't read. Why don't you come have a look? Yep. It's a boy. Is that Joshua? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? This is a way to introduce a new member of the family. Hey, here's a present. It's a person. Feels a little... Why is my present a boy? So true, Queen. Don't make a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? He's just... Girl? Did you expect him not to be alive? You mean he's still alive? It looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wound, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed. So if you wouldn't mind heating up a kettle of water on the stove. That took me entirely too long to get through. I'd appreciate it. Okay. She's fine with it now. He sure sleeps soundly. He almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair, and a pair of amber eyes to go with it. Yeah, we can see those right now, for sure. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Scheherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake. That girl's gonna get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out in business. I'm assuming this is a Fee situation. Like, when Sarah found Fee and was asked to take care of her or something. I feel like that makes sense if it, like, if that was something they wanted to make a parallel to. Even just on a minor level. Other way around, you know. Fee being a parallel to Joshua, if that's the case. And I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow. His eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! That's an animation. Hi God, thank you for the resub. It's good to see you. You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try and change the subject. Boom, boom. Actually quacks when you quack. Wait. I do hope I was somehow actually that convincing and you're not clowning. Because that'd be really funny. Ow! Quit yelling! Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't gonna help me heal any faster either. Rack. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just gonna make things worse. Also, thank you for the bit. Sorry, I just so focused on doing the... That's me! That's me going... Now I'm just a little worse. I feel like they're deteriorating a bit. Do I hear yelling? But E-L-L-I-N-G? I'm not sure if it's always one or the other when it's spelled out like that. Been bamboozled? What do you mean? I totally have a hidden redeem. Never mind. Just forget it. Wait. Did you hear the villager go? 'Cause I sure didn't. Oh. Next up is like I always forget that I have to actually hit the login button. Hold on. Once it's up, I'll just redeem villager myself. It always takes like 5 years too. There we go. It's most of the way there. Okay, now we got it. Now we can have villager. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, are you forgetting something? Villagers are dirt. It's true. Your name. You know, that thing people call you? I like the immediate assumption that he wouldn't know what she means. I told you mine already, so don't you think it'd be unfair and impolite to not tell me yours? Seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... Am I gonna get to enter it? Because I know what it is canonically, but... Okay, no, it's just fading to the intro. I just figured this being the first entry in the, Trails series, they might have done something like that before going, no, there's gonna be just canon names for the protagonists, so I can do voice acting. Kinda like Final Fantasy, you know? Oh my god, Estelle! You can definitely tell this one's older solely from the armor design. Like, there's something about this era of, like, jrpg character design where, like, the armor looked a little... like, it's not really as cohesive. I'm sure there's counterexamples, but, like, across the industry, there's kind of like, oh, they just sort of have, like, these weird pauldrons which are, like, one color and are just kind of round. There's no detailing whatsoever, and, like, shit like that. I guess it stems from early anime where they needed to make it, like, easy to actually animate. Is there, like, a snake eye in that thing? A little creepy. Is that the Bracer Guild symbol? I'm sure I've seen it, but... like, I'm sure it was above the, Bracer Guild branch in the gram. I love the animation on the bird being so much more cute. That's a baby. I've already picked my fave. I know from character design alone, from that, like, super close zoom in. Okay, here's more of the 3D models. Not judging, but it is old enough that you can really gel. I love how empty everything around the one town is. I'm being so judgmental, but it's so easy to clown on this stuff. I do think it's a nice intro, though. Oh my god, it's a literal trail in the sky. It's jet streams. I suppose trails in the sky is literally just like, oh yeah, there's airships, by the way. Not sure if that was the case in the original games. I don't know much about them. I just know it's kind of hard to play them in English. Ugh. It's so bright in here. Ugh. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. Whatever that means, Joshua's still in bed. Huh? Guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. Oh, Joshy boy, I love the turn of the model there. Where he just kind of slides. I respect it, to be clear. I so respect it. It's like that sometimes. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. It's bright out, though. Not that I mind, but with the siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I'm clearly the woman of the house. By process of elimination. I'm next to something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah. How fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. She can't do that. I don't know anything about her so far, but I know that much. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Confirmed for ADHD? Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around. They're sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. We have pulled all ladies in the area. One of them unimpressed. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and... excuse me? has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Soup's on. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. He hasn't changed. He hasn't aged in the slightest. Not one bit. It's sweet that he calls him Dad, too. Why don't the both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. Please let them stay as, like, siblings. Please, 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 please. I don't need a romance between these two. I want them to be, like, annoying brother-sister. I don't know much about them yet, but I think that'd be better. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat. Don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the Guild today, aren't you? That's right. There'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not gonna let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. Or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me that you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning in training. You know, the one that we have to have in order to lead into the tutorial that I'm about to give you. Don't you remember Sheriff saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now that you mentioned it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. I love stupid girls. I love them so much. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Huh. You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear. The two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's gonna be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? He's about to say something like, something edible. No, actually, she can cook. How about Rwanda-style scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? Never mind. I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I can get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. There it is! It didn't take long. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. You're supposed to be getting the latest edition today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. So, Mira, logically, is probably scaled off of yen, right? So that's $5 to buy a newspaper. I know he said that it's probably, you know, that there'll be left over, but... Interesting. Alright, thanks, Dad. Maybe he just has that 500 Mira bill. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazard my regards. Sherazard, I'll get that eventually. Oh, look at their little icons in the corner. I know it's literally just their models, but seeing the faces like that is... I like it. Can I talk to you? I don't know how I would. Can't menu? How do I... Okay, literally just a mouse. There's no, like, keyboard thing. Oh, and he took the name! They are just siblings. I hope. I like that the leather vest equipment icon is, like, clearly based on Estelle's jacket. But Joshua has it too. It's the same icon. Hendrix and Birch Staff. Orbment. Yeah, nothing yet, obviously. The Braille Kingdom map. Hey! We just have the map right away, thank God. So we're currently in Roland at the Wright family house. And nearby is the Pretzel Farm. It's definitely what it says. Oh, and there's Calvard. And I can't imagine what empire's nearby. Yeah, Erebonian Empire. Erebonian. Where's abouts would Crossbell be? Because Calvard's up here. I think it'd be so I know. Well, Calvard is supposed to be up near the northern part of the Erebonian Empire. Oh, that's... Yeah, it's the border's right here. And that's around where the, Highlands are. And you can see, yeah, Hawking Gate here, which I think we might have heard of before. I think that might have come up. But yeah, so this is the, Nord Highlands, right about here. It might be a bit further up, but generally. And then presumably, in that case, Crossbell would be further south from here. Yeah, because I think we heard something about, was it Calvert or Little Barrel that was trying to take control of Crossbell? This seems more like something that Calvert would do, but, like, they tend to be more militaristic from what we've heard. They took the first opportunity to launch an attack on the Highlands. There was obviously some outside meddling taking place there, but even then... This is really cute. This is really cute that's like this. I wish it was like this in Crossbell, in Cold Steel. I know it's less practical to not have like a top-down view here, but that's cute. Okay, yeah. Ba-da-da. What's the interact button, I wonder? I can click to move around, which is a little... That is easier, actually. Yeah. I'm fine with not interacting with every single thing in the house, actually. Although I'll still try a couple things. Yeah, I do want to get a move on. Let's go. Where we're supposed to go again? Who cares? Yeah, this is some classic jrpg tunes. This is the sound. Okay, so it's right click. Yeah, so definitely the stuff that is trying to interact with didn't have anything. There's no text for them. So north to Roland at 49 Selge and south to Garoon Gate at 259 Selge. I imagine we're going to the one that's only 49 Selge away. I would have to guess. Because 249 Selge by foot is a little... If my sense of scale is correct, it's not terrible. But looks like we made good time. Not too early or not too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I was about to be like, they're Catholic. Like religion hasn't been a significant part of the lore. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today's the last day of our training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place. So I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. Hazing. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm sure it's just hazing. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. So, supply store, weapon store. You good there? I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwald to the south of here for work. There's a merchant from Bose who came over here to buy lumber. Need to get enough ready for the order I received. Sure, we can go shopping. Right, we do need to get the newspaper. Do they all just... Okay. Good morning, Mr. Renan. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stregas? Stregas! Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course. You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stregas aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of the Liberal News, though, I should have it in, should have them in around noon. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. Neat. Can we turn the camera? Can we maybe turn the camera a little? Top of the morning to you, kids. Good morning, Mr. Alger. Good morning, sir. Yeah, you're up rather early, aren't you? Correct me if I'm wrong, but today is the last day of your training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about it the last time I had you run the store. Yes, that's right. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine, Joshua. Now, Estelle, on the other hand, I've got good reason to worry. She's always been a bit scatterbrained ever since she was a child. Probably all the knocks she took to the head playing with the boys. Really? So I guess that scatterbrain trait isn't something new, huh? I'll give you a head injury if you don't shut up. And don't call me scatterbrained. Okay, you two, let's not fight now. And shouldn't you be getting over to the guild? No. We should be talking to everyone in town. With my brother Joshua. Good morning, Stella. Oh my, well if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Are you on your way to bracer training? Yeah, and just you watch. I'm gonna pass this exam and be as good of a bracer as Shara too. You're darn right you are. I have faith in you. By the way, Estelle. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Did you wash your face? How about your teeth? Did you brush them too? Josh was so fastidious, but you always forget to take care of yourself. Come on. That was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, right, Joshua? Now that you mention it. You did take off from home the other day with your hair all in a mess, right? Ugh. That was only because it was an emergency. Mr. Renan got the newest Strega brand sneakers in on that day. Estelle? Yes? You listen to me carefully. For a girl your age, you need to take care of these things. If your appearance is messy, you won't look like someone that people can trust even if you're a bracer. Your appearance is a reflection of what is on the inside. Alright, I'll be more careful from now on. Well, that's that. Now how about the both of you get over to the guild? Man, you just can't argue with her. Please, please, please. Let me leave. Is there like any way to just... I mean, here's the map. That's sort of just, it's like, it's pointing north, I guess. Not necessarily pointing to the direction that the camera's facing. That's the Bracer Guild, we don't want to go there. Hey, but isn't Joshua and Estelle? How those orbits working out for you that we tuned to the other time that you were here? Well, we don't have any, quartz, so... we can't use them. In your case, Estelle, it's not whether the orbit is good or bad. The problem lies in the way you use it. You're always jumping into things without a second thought, so you end up being slow to learn. If you just start thinking before you start swinging, then you'd learn twice as much. Well, excuse me for sucking. There. No need to get upset. Everyone has these problems when they first start out. If you get the hang of things, you'll gradually be able to handle them better. That's right. I'm gonna master using this as quick as I can and surpass even Joshua. Yeah, whatever. When I first entered the Zeiss Central factory, pretty much couldn't use one of the things either. Even you couldn't use one, Freddy? Yeah, but I can still become an engineer even if I can't use one. But since you're aiming to become a bracer, you'll have to learn how. Please. I keep right-clicking for some reason when I want to move away. Hey, I'm still setting up shop. Still in Joshua. Seem to be here rather early. Good morning, Mr. Melders. Good morning, sir. We appreciate you fixing that orbit light the other day. Speaking of orbit lights, isn't the one outside our house burned out? We should get that replaced ASAP. Orbits sure are a daily life necessity, aren't they? Uh-huh. When I was a lad, there weren't any of these orbit thingies. Now we can get fire and light with a mere flip of a switch, and even ships fly in the skies. I don't like it. Don't you kids think things are way too convenient these days? Oh, crap. There he goes again about the old days. Yeah, well, if you just learned to shut your big trap. When I was young, I made things a reality through hard work and sweat. Sweat, I tell ya. Be nice if young kids these days do the meaning of the phrase hard work. You're probably right. Lovely. Lovely guy. What's this over here? Clock tower. Yellow. Mr. Paddington! Now I know that voice from somewhere. Well, what have we got here? Cassius's naughty daughter and clever son, huh? Just when I thought you hadn't been around in a while, you show up all grown. Are you here every day, Mr. Paddington? This place has become somewhat of a new home for me. I intend to spend the remainder of my days guarding this clock. I feel like you're gonna die pretty fast here, I'm not gonna lie. There's a ladder that goes up to the observation deck. What's wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? It's nothing, really. How about we climb up to the observation deck? Sure, I guess. Why not? There's not even anything to do up here. But it's cool that we can go up there, though. Alright. She just really wanted to do it, and she knew that she didn't have any good reason to. Where are these kids? Stop. If you want to go with me, you're gonna have to catch me first. Okay. I'm the one who discovered it. Yeah, he's the one who discovered it, if we couldn't tell. How do I talk to you, though, kid? Take me with you. I'm the one who told you about the place to begin with. I'm sure whatever place you're talking about isn't gonna be plot relevant or something. That'd be silly. Nope. Yeah, we want to head... Oh no, we're facing south now. Hotel Roland. Yellow. Welcome to the Hotel Roland. Are you here to spend the night? Vern... It's us, don't you remember? I know. I was just joking, Estelle. I was practicing my greeting just now. Sure. Oh, really? Did you ever notice that Vern teases people with a straight face while being courteous at the same time? It's probably because he can. We can, in fact, stay here, though. We can stay the night if we want. And we can go in any room we want. Fuck security. If you stay in a room here, expect a girl named Estelle to barge in. Any hour of the day. It's not this way. The mayor's residence. I assume to be an exit to town, but I suppose this makes sense. I am so busy. This mansion is quite big. Got the serving, cleaning, and washing to do. Mornings are so busy for a maid. Damn, I guess so. Nobody here. There's a chest down there. On our way out, I might see if we can steal from it. You never know. And the dude who owns this place is clearly rich. So... Speaking of... Oh, good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Good morning, Mayor Klaus. Good morning. I've been hearing great things about the both of you. The both of them. Not just Joshua? So, you're undergoing bracer training, are you? Having such youngsters sign up all by themselves to become bracers and protect everyone is inspiring. I expect great things out of you. We'll do our best. Balcony. Nothing out here, though. Please. Yep, can we? No. No theft, apparently. Okay. And we depart. I'm sure I'll find out the way to, like, change the orientation of the camera eventually, but for now, I am a little lost. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Good morning, Uni. Aren't Luke and Pat with you today? They were just here a minute ago. The two of them suddenly took off and went somewhere. Not like we were just talking with them earlier. What's this place? Is that the Bracer Guild? A chapel. A chapelle. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. My, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, good morning. Where are you off to this morning? Must be tough waking up so early. Yup, it sucks. It's been a while since I saw the both of you. I'm impressed to see you visiting the chapel so early in the morning. Good morning, Father Divine. Good morning. You were habitually late and played hooky more than a few times during your Sunday school days, Estelle. So have you changed your attitude on life since you graduated? No. A bit, I guess. Looks like there's little time before morning mass begins. How about I give you both a special sermon? No thanks. Why am I getting thrown into the mix here? People, it's almost time for mass. Mylene is already here, so I'd best hurry along. Anyone up here? Ay. We can be tall. We can be tall if we want to. Bards. This was the Bracer Guild, right? Yeah. So that means this is the area we haven't been to yet. Aben Bar? Just like Aben time. I know that we had been given a definition for that word when she... When the radio station first started. Abend. Is it... I'm blanking though. Yellow. Welcome! Oh, Estelle and Joshua? It's been a while, hasn't it, Elisa? Is there something going on today? Could it be that you're on a date together? They're siblings. Yeah, right. We're actually on our way to bracer training now. Oh, is that all? Everyone from Sunday school seems to have decided on a career or goal and is working hard to achieve it. As expected, you're a bit different than everyone else, though. What? Is there something wrong with that? No, not at all. Just thought it was very like you to pick the unusual route, that's all. Oh, that's right. Tio decided that she was going to help out at her parents' farm. She even said for us all to go up and visit her sometime. So that's what Tio decided on, huh? Simon, listen to me and listen well. Right now is the time for us to purchase lumber and septium. Ignoring the potential risks, I'm going to buy as much as I can with the budget. I love that you know it's risky. Yes, I've already made arrangements regarding the lumber. I'm looking into the septium right now. I get so hungry working in the mines. Uh-huh. So I see. Wholesome pasta. I started working here because the owner said he'd let me manage the bar. After they started the morning and lunch service, however, I've been more of a waiter than anything else. Don't you hate it when your job's duties expand without your say-so? You don't even get paid more. Let's see. Yesterday's sales totaled... Our breakfast service has been going really well. Sometimes my husband comes up with some good ideas. Even if your employees don't like it. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Did the two of you really become bracers? What? How did you know? That's because working in the media is my future goal. I'm gonna join the liberal news service and work hard as a reporter. Don't take my information lightly either. Oh, sure thing. My gut feeling says the two of you are gonna be in the tabloids. Well, thanks. Isn't it romantic that you two lovers are bracers who stand for justice? For siblings. I have this feeling that a juicy drama is about to unfold. Lovers? Joshua and I aren't lovers, we're family. You really don't understand anything, Estelle. Joshua's adopted and things could go either way in the future, right? That still counts! Plus, leaving at that would surely please the readers. Readers? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the both of you in more ways than one. I thought I'd escaped the weird incest shit. They did that with Rain too, where he was adopted, so they were like, oh, it's fine, right? Unbelievable. My husband knocked over his bookshelves again. The room is now so dusty I can't go inside. Glory of the Kingdom, Compendium of Orbent Technology, Guide to the Rollant Region, the Septian Church, and the Bracer Guild. I wonder where that book I just bought the other day went. Looks like I'm gonna have to put these books in order. Maybe. That boy! Where could Luke have gone? He took off without a bite of breakfast. I think that's everything in town. Well, there's whatever's going on up there. How do I get up there? There's an entrance on that side, so we go through here, please. through this door. And then up. Yellow. That girl is so cute. I gotta be courageous and try to talk to her. Good luck. My daddy's job is digging holes. Congratulations. He finds lots of pretty rocks inside. Because he says they're called septium. So you say. My husband works in the Malga mine to the north of here. He left here at the crack of dawn. Sometimes he doesn't even come home for days on end. Bleh. Accidentally walked through 2 doors in a row and got slightly disoriented. I'm not sure how. You think? Whomstove? Let's see here. It looks like my husband's gone to work. Better do the housework quickly and head out to take care of the shopping. Good night, Para. Have a good rest. Farming, mining, and timber. Those are the 3 major industries here in Roland. It's no exaggeration to say that these industries are what support Roland economically. The timber industry, which grows forests and in turn uses the trees as a resource, began at Queen Elita's behest. Pseudo court session. Ooh. Sounds like a lot. Also, I like this dude just giving us a history lesson. Classic old people, am I right? Is there... Okay, yeah, you can get out of here without going through, like, the whole deal with the Orbent shop. Very unorganized court. I think I'm satisfied even if I miss some NPCs. I just need to... I just need to... There we go. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be finally recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. That sounds like a lot to put up with, Para. Yeah, I could use some well-deserved rest. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. There she be. Sherazard. The Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit of the Magician. And last of all, Inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara! Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way that I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua! Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. Well, Estelle might hate studying and rarely ever does her homework. Acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbit with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now, except for hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Orbments! Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective nations. They aid the community in various ways such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The kingdom of Liberal, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent, and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. The west half? So, Calvard reaches over that far west? Huh. Interesting. The Barrel is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent, and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orpans. Orban technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive. But, thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. That's it. Let's see. Since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. Hi, Kazik! Thank you. Good to see you. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. The cat needs attention. Hi, sir. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. I can do a half stretch right now. Because of a certain someone. Although maybe I should get up. Maybe I should make him suffer. You know what? Sure. I'm sure he'd like to be held anyway. Come on. All right. Yeah, we're all done. You can settle down. Unless you hate me now. And you're never gonna sit in my lap again, Mr. Sir. There you go. Yeah, he needs so much attention. Hating Sierra because of Parfum. Interesting motivation, but I can respect an enemy. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm gonna have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So, what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort in order to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Oh, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you'll be performing. But before that, there is something we need to give both of you. The both of you. I know, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. Go. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Notebook! Should be in the military already. To be fair, it took Reen a year. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs, and also to have an in-world explanation for why you have a quest list, apparently. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something might seem, always write it down. What was that again? What was what again? About Reen, Reen took a year to get into the military. Officially, anyway. He was, like, officially at combat in war, though, within... God, what, like 6 months? Something like that? Tempted to say that's it. Because there's what? 6 months of being at school, 6 months of... Or like 3 months of being at war, then finishing the school year in 3 more months or something like that. It's probably not accurate at all, but there are people younger than him. In the military? Well, I guess Milliam, but she's a special case. No matter how insignificant something might seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap. This sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Oh? How's she a special case? Cause the whole, like, the children that... Oh, God, why am I forgetting his name? I'm totally blanking. That he was raising was, like, this top secret military project, and they wouldn't normally recruit kids, and they weren't even really, because they were like, well, there's a subset of the railway military police, but all the rest of the railway military police were all adults. Yeah, they were a very particular thing. Definitely a very morally questionable thing. Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were 2. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. Words. Please. Training retrieval. Imagine if another bracer walked in. And is just like, oh shit, a mission. Yoink! The training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. I like also that this is gonna double our money. Technically. She's a Geneva Convention violation, but she's an exception because she was being used to violate another Geneva Convention law. To be fair, I've been through 2 whole games of Trails Cold Seal lore. Meanwhile, you have spotty knowledge of it. To be fair. But yeah, no, she was a unique case, so I think it would be to compare that and be like, oh yeah, this random character from this game, if she were in another country, would be drafted into a child soldier program. It's a little. although to be fair, I know you're not being entirely serious. I was just like, I know the Empire's pretty bad, but generally I don't think it's that bad. Usually. Erebonia sucks ass though, it's true. I mean, it's mostly, why do I forget the name of the Chancellor? Osborne. That's him. It's mostly just Osborne as a person being horrible and not really having his power checked by anything. Great government, by the way. Yeah, books tab, items menu. Configuring a brace and book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Interesting. Very good. Looks like you're able to see what was posted without any trouble. You can read. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer can perform on their job. Didn't hear all of what you said because it's that's fair. But yeah, no, yeah, I figured. I figured. But to be fair, later on it didn't seem like you were trying to genuinely argue that that would be happening to Estelle. I was like, would it though? Would it though? I mean, that being said, I say Milliam was a unique case, but meanwhile, I never remember her name, but the bunny. Some are but cheaper complaining. That's true, that's true. I should know as much. My brain just defaulted to... No, wait, that's wrong. That's incorrect. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for racers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Okay. Fair enough. Sometimes you just... Even though the first hour of the game is this thing you have to, you know, look over the most. Sometimes you miss this stuff. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. And we just cut to going here. Here's where you'll learn how to use an Orbital Factory services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbits and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and, if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation. So laughing at the silence. Yeah, kid commit this violation because of another violation. Yeah, because it's like trying to put the pieces together. Like, okay, child soldiers is a violation, for sure. But what's the other one? My mind's trying to connect the dots and failing. I'm pretty sure you've mentioned it too in like, what, last stream? Last trail stream, anyway. Because I remember that coming up. The racer business is a pretty risky occupation. The other one, experimenting on soldiers. To be fair, they're not doing that. Osborne's whole deal sucks ass! But at least they're not doing that. They just have, like, experimental technology. The problem is more so that they're, like, grooming kids into becoming incredibly powerful child soldiers and giving them experimental technology in order to do so. But they haven't started on the other one yet, as far as I remember. But honestly, with how Osborne is, I would not be surprised if he was. They sort of had that. They sort of had that with the prince being used to, like, Polydemac. How she's a secret project? I mean, I just explained it, didn't I? Because, like, she was being raised to be a soldier from a very young age and, like, given secret weapons and, like, I mean, it's like, they're not, like, experimenting on them, but it's like, you know, the idea of, like, oh, well, if we raise them basically from when they're old enough to even hold a weapon and, like, you know, engage in all those kind of activities, they're gonna be practically super soldiers even without, you know, weird experimentation bullshit. It's like that kind of thing. Like, hypothetically, you know, if they started training her from soldier age. How's Milliam have all these magical abilities? She doesn't. I mean, no more than anyone else. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. I honestly don't know what you're referring to, because, like, Lammy is... That's just how Lammy works. Lammy's just a weapon that she has, and it functions... Anyone could use... I forget the full name of... I only remember Lammy now. Ergetlum. Ergetlum is a weapon that could hypothetically be used by anyone. But it's been assigned to her and presumably is set to, you know, respond specifically to her voice. I assume there's, like, a security backdoor where, like, Osborne could use it or something, but... hypothetically, it could have been given to Reen. It's, she's the only one using it because it's an experimental weapon, and technically, What's-her-face will... One of these days I'll get her name down. The other girl who is like her has a similar weapon, different model. But yeah, that was done by the one workshop that I'm blanking on the name of, but yeah, they make all these super powerful experimental weapons. Why they give it to a little itty bitty child? That's part of it, right? Is that, like, if they had given it to a, like, adult soldier, then sure, they could have learned to use it. But by pairing her with that weapon from a young age, she hypothetically, like, gets so good at it by the time that she's an adult that no, like, soldier who only started learning to use a weapon like that at a more, like, reasonable age could ever hope to compare. Hypothetically. No, I can't talk. Hypothetically. It's that whole, like, raising the perfect soldier kind of plot line. It's funny that she's so happy-go-lucky, considering, like... When does she even get the chance to, like, play? She does now that she's part of the class, but it's hard to imagine her, like, I don't know, even knowing any other kids. Child learning guns from a young age doesn't have This is true in a very literal real world sense, but it's more of a fictional trope of, like, you know, more of a martial arts thing I would compare it to. Where, like, in theory, an adult could learn martial arts and become as good as someone who's been learning it since they're a child, as far as I know. But there is this fiction of, like, someone who's been training practically since birth, becoming this, like, super powerful master fighter that you see in a lot of stories. And that's what Milliam is playing into, but more in a, angling it towards, like, that super soldier, like, secret government project perspective, but without the flavor of, like, genetic modification, etc. And there's something to be said for the fact that she's always with Lammy. Whereas someone who, like, learns to use guns from a young age isn't, like, bonded with it to that extent. And especially if Lammy has any sort of, like, learning AI that can get to know her. There might be something there, you know? No problem. Leave everything to me. Yeah, where it becomes an extension of her, essentially. And really already is. So what is it that you'd like to know about? Orbments! Orbits are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices are also differ for each owner. Yeah, because in real... Yeah, no, I mean... Yeah, that's the explanation behind it. But also, there's, like... I mean, something would be... Something to be said about her, like, riding around on Lammy as, like, a mount also. Like, she's using it in more consistently than you would, like, just, like, a singular weapon. It's that sense of, like, bonding and, like, the weapon becoming a part of you. Which sort of happens if you're, like, really good with a gun, but... Same would apply with Lammy in a real-world setting. That same applies with Lammy in this setting. Like, she constantly takes out Lammy when she really shouldn't. But Lammy is always there. It just has, like, a cloaking function. So whenever you see Lammy appear, it's not that it just, like, got summoned in. It was there. It just became visible. So anyway, there is, like... She does clearly treat Lammy as if it were, like, a pet. Which, that kind of bond... I don't know. At least within this fictional, like, martial artist allegory type... You know, that whole deal. I can see how that'd work. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices are different for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increased according to the number of open slots. Forgot about that part. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it you'd like to know about? Orbital arts. Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Just wanted to joke around. But then it's so much more interesting to actually discuss this. It's so easy to fall into this. To be fair, to be clear, not upset at all. I just immediately was like, huh, I think that's inaccurate. And that somehow launched us into this whole thing. And I've been having fun. This is interesting to think about. And yeah, I completely understand. Yeah, I completely understand why you thought that Milliam has, like, magical abilities. Yeah. I'm glad. I just wanted to make sure that was, like, explicit, so it doesn't look like I'm being like, actually, you're wrong, because according to, Chapter 6 of Cold Steel 2... Yeah, Milliam's an interesting character. Just because, like, she's got that surface level of being, like, happy, funny kid, and then it's just like, oh, you're really fucked up, aren't you? Didn't seem to see it. Oh yeah, no, I did. I was just too, like, invested in my explanation of how Lammy works. But yeah, no. Honestly, I think she'd try. I think once she, like, learns what an emotional support animal is, she would try. She already doesn't care about actually hiding Lammy. Like she should. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have called them that from the get-go. But that could be a little confusing if we only called them arts. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, the corresponding quartz must be first synthesized at an orbital factory. Armaments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. I would hope so! The type of arts that one can use can also change. Also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of the installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install a quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, orbaments are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So what is it? Quartz? Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you'll not be able to harness any of the effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbit and decide where you'll be installing it ahead of time. Sepith. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: Earth, Water, Fire, Wind, Time, Space, and Mirage. Sepith can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at an orbital factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbit slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. Neat. I mean, this is all stuff I know, but it's nice to have, like, an overview of the basic concepts again. Also to see, like, where it's at the first game of the series. It's an emotional support pet! Show him, Lammy! Lammy begins shuffling piles of pet food into its face that Milliam didn't even pay for, while Reen, with a distressed face, pulls out his wallet. Yeah, that would happen. I like that he's become, Rain from Xenoblade. I really do want Milliam to become Reen's, like, irresponsible little sister. She already is. No, you're fine. I also can't spell names ever. But I want them to have that dynamic so bad. Never read it, that's fair. Looks like Mr. Mills has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sepith. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Yeah, as you can probably tell by the fact that I can't remember Black Rabbit's actual name. I know that's, like, it's an unfortunate code name, but it, to be fair, does make sense. but it's hard not to think of other implications. Which isn't great, but, yeah, names are hard to remember for me. Just in general. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that'll work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Wild? That it's a higher element? Charles in the Dub fan mod covers prologue. Altina! Thank you! You'd think I'd remember, because every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, like the Fire Emblem character. Not that I played the Tellius games, but I know of Altina. I got to install the mod! You know what I could do literally right now? On stream, if I really wanted to. You know, I was thinking about the mod, like, not today when I was setting up stream, but like, as I was coming up to today's stream, I was like, oh yeah, I should try that. Gone. Vanished from my mind. Normally at a shop, you would be able to exchange Sepith for Mira, but for this training, you'll not be able to use the service. Talk Mark. Okay. I like that they installed like a baby gate to make sure that you wouldn't just exchange all the Sepith she just gave you for Mira. But you know what I could do literally right now? Depending on how complicated it is to install the mod, which I assume not very. Let's find out! Let's do this live. That'd be nice to save my voice a little bit. Let's see. Jails in the dub. Third. How do I do this? Please load the site. Okay. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. I better use it while I can. Thanks for reminding me. I don't know how that, like, completely slipped my mind, because you've mentioned it a couple times. I've been like, oh, that's cool. I should use that. Download. First time downloaders. Here we go. Time to quit out of the game real fast. Firstly, I don't recommend making. We're doing it live. Find where I installed this game. I'm pretty sure I know. Yeah, I got a, I mentioned I got a new keyboard, and it's been so nice. So I've been using, backup one my roommate supplied for me, which she was so kind for doing so. However, it did suck a lot. So I got the... What was it called again? I'd asked a friend who knew more about that stuff than I do. And she had a recommendation, which was... Oh yeah, the GMMK modular keyboard from Glorious Gaming, which, don't necessarily like them going with the whole, like, Glorious PC Gamer Master Race thing, because, wouldn't you know, there are some bad implications with that. But it's a good-ass keyboard, and it was reasonably priced, so, you know, you'll take what you get sometimes. It does work well, though. Feels nice. Trails in the sky. Where umps. Trails in the sky. First chapter. 86. 81B. Where? There it is. Save that one. Make a little backup folder on my desktop. And there's that. Then the other file that they want you to back up is 86DUT1B. .dir. All right. Extract this. Someone with a PC who used to not have one for the longest time. PCs are superior, but given how expensive they are, the whole PC Master Race thing feels like poor shaming. Oh, it for sure is. It for sure is. Even if it's not intended as such, it is. Like, it's just shitty. People get so, like, ridiculous about that. Like, oh, PCs are better. Why would you spend so much money on consoles? It's like, have you ever read the one thing where it's like, you know, rich people spend less money over time because they can afford to buy better stuff that they don't have to replace as often? Yeah. Because, like, sure, you might have to get a new console for whatever price every so many years, and you can afford to, like, have a mid-range gaming PC that you only spend, like, couple hundred on every couple of years and within the same time frame, you know? But that requires way higher investment costs. You know, you have to spend, like, around $1,000 to have a decent build at first. Whereas for a console, you can spend, like, less than 500. Less than half. High quality pieces are more expensive than consoles. This is true, but to be fair, the argument is usually that, like, mid-range gaming PC will allow you to keep up with consoles, and then also going forward from there, you don't have to spend as much to stay up to date. Which is true, but doesn't mean everyone can afford that. The contents directly to the game's install directory. Sorry, just sorting things out while I think about it. Make sure I'm doing things right. Because that is important generally. But yeah, I I was on like a laptop for the longest time as far as, you know, PC usage goes, so I would normally just play on console for anything that's like super intensive, and even that I wouldn't do that super often. So I'd have like only like less intensive games. I tried playing Final Fantasy XIV on my laptop once, because I had been playing it on PS4, right? I wanted to do G-Shade nonsense, and it was a nightmare. It did work for that purpose, because obviously you don't need to, you know, not have lag for that, but... Yikes, you know? It wasn't great. And there's fixes, I'm gonna get that real quick. Let's put these files directly into the OGG folder where the mod is installed. The OGG folder, you say? Oh, found it. It was just buried a little. Yeah, I'm glad I do finally have a PC that's like good for games. Yeah, it's not accessible price-wise. I'm fortunate enough that I can afford something like that, but that ain't everyone. So... And Steam wants to update again, even though it literally just did, which is cool. I love this horrible, terrible software. Anyway, let's go back to video games as soon as it launches. Which, hopefully I don't have to, you know, re-select it in OBS. Oh yeah, there we go. It's good. We're good.
Just where do you think you're going?
I don't know, actually. Oh, good news so far. Good work so far. You need to use the Orbital Factory. Get ready to holler over there. What is going on, exactly?
Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay. But for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz.
So you say. Right, duh. Fucking... Why do I keep doing that? I'm a clown. Modify trade. Quartz. Yeah, let's give her... HP. If it works, it works. And we slot them. Right, duh. That's just for opening slots. I want to go into orbit menu, HP, time quartz only. Boom.
Oh, so you finished installing your quartz, have you? Since you have both recovery and attack art set up, it appears that you don't need any more instruction from me about how to do this task. If you balance your arts up between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright,
Neat.
Our training here is almost finished.
You can go save the world when you're ready. Yeah.
Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your ordnance. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Now, I want you to use this Sepith and open a slot on each of your ordnance. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open.
Okay. Slot. Gotta open one for Joshua. Suppose it doesn't matter much. Oh, I love Estelle. Some random NPCs are also voiced. Neat.
Good work on opening up a slot, Joshua. Since your central slot is limited to a certain elemental, it would be best to increase your ordnance number of slots early on. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now, it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test.
Let's go. Combat, baby. Let's get it.
Pardon? Did you just say test?
You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning?
Ah, now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table.
Uh-huh, me too, bestie.
Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild. And humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area.
You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for...
How about a little less yapping and a little more walking?
Listen, I will always love stupid girls.
Joshua! Help me!
Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it. And good luck with that test of yours.
We'll be rooting for you.
I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua!
Hey, you know how they, like, just took the fan translation for the Crossbell games, then hired the people who worked on that to make it official? What if this... Also, why is everything dark? Don't speed up Joshua's S-Craft attempts to bug and skip the hit animation. I can't promise I'll remember. I mean, depending on how bad it is, I might. Hey, what's happening? Hello? Mr. Obama. There was something about the mod doesn't run properly. No, this is a different problem. This is a different problem. Hello? The game was also putting me, like, at the ground when it opened. I was just looking through the ground, which was a little concerning. Interpreted at the beginning sounds. God, I wish I remembered. I was just too raring to go, apparently. Hello? Maybe I just... Maybe we restart. Let's see what happens. I'll have to go through that again, but that's fine. That wasn't much. Yeah, can I... How did...
And just where do you think you're going? We aren't finished with...
Okay, yeah, right. I just had to activate that cutscene and then... I assume I was about to walk out that door over there.
right. Now
And... Right, I have to actually put them. That would be smart, wouldn't it?
all right. If you got addition, if you all right. Last the more sense now. Go ahead. If
Yay!
you choose slot now.
Uh-huh. And let's do that, huh? Why don't we?
Good work on
And then you're gonna let me leave this time, right?
Let's conclude now.
You didn't I?
Now that
Sometime. Oh well.
you.
How about
And I...
Joshua!
It
Mr.
stopped
Melders, Fred.
right after this, right? Here. Here it had a heart attack. I'm not sure what to do about that. Let's do a little research. Trails in the sky. Black screen. Prologue. Hello? Prologue. Black screen. Nope, that's a different problem. It's a lot of people who got stuck at the opening video. Which didn't happen for me. So, you know, good for me in that one, but... does make it harder to find anything about the issue I'm having. Which is a little... yeah, I don't know. Trying to, like, move around, maybe. In case I am, like, in some sort of environment right now. Because then, hypothetically... I'll see what I can do on the configuration. Because there is the the DirectX 8 version. I can't talk. DirectX 8 version, which might work better? Maybe. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out together. God, and it's loud again. Because that's a different game, technically. It's a different program. We're gonna turn that down to almost nothing. Codex issue. Lab filters from GitHub. Huh? I forgot to save after I did stuff.
and just where do you think you're going? We aren't finished with training yet.
Disable FFD show for Steam on both video and audio. Huh? Check the type of codec pack. Disable. Huh? Would where would that be? I assume we're not talking like Steam settings in general. And not in-game settings. Clearly. This game unfortunately doesn't have like a big settings menu. There is a DirectX 8 configuration tool, but I'm not sure if that's specifically for the game, or if that's like the regular Windows. Oh, well, here we go. Here we go. Weirdly, there's not one for the DirectX 9 version, which is fun. Disable FFD show. Also, the resolution is lower than it really should be. So that's fun. Fixing that just to see, you know, maybe that helps. Disable FFD show for Steam in both video and audio. Wow. Would that I knew where that was. Or possibly what it was. Keylight codec pack. Nav filters are direct show filters that act as alternative decoders of audio and video streams from media. Da -da -da -da. Codec issue, I assume you meant. Lab filters GitHub. See if we can find it. Okay. We're gonna try that. Get the installer. Come on, lab filters, you can do it. So... Disable FFD show for Steam. Let's see. How to do that, though? Looking around through the menus in here. See if I see anything that's called that. Disable FFD show for Steam. Where does anything say FFD show? At all. Disable FFD show audio decoder. You're not sure if that's something I'm supposed to be doing through lab filters. This is also the first time I've even used this at all. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. unfortunately. I'll see if I can find what you're looking at. But unfortunately, this is all just a bunch of words I don't understand the meaning of. I've got a general idea, but I mean, it's not like it's crashing at the... Oh, you know what? It might have been about to do another cutscene. Maybe. The first one went perfectly fine. So I'm not sure why that would cause issues, but... It's possible. Worth a shot. Let's see if that does it. Okay. No, we want it to be full screen. Please. Configuration tool, please. Dear God. I don't know why it switched back to not 1920 by 1080 when I had just done that. I just fixed it, and it didn't even happen the first time when I just launched DirectX 8 version just normally. I don't know, maybe it applies default settings when you open up the configuration, whereas if you try to just launch the game without that, it like auto-detects or something like that. I just wish it wouldn't do this.
And just where do you think you're
There we go.
going?
Maybe if I save now, it won't do that every time I start the game up. That'd certainly be nice, wouldn't it? It shouldn't have in the first place, because it's not like I saved the game when I was in the ground.
And just where do
Yeah, there's that cutscene we've been not properly seeing. And let's get some quartz, and maybe save after we equip them so we have less to do when we relaunch inevitably, because this doesn't work. Oh, well, technology. I'm not sure why it didn't show up on screen. This isn't the first time I've run it through the DirectX 8 version, and it just didn't. It just doesn't show up. We're fine now. I fixed it. I swapped to the right input, but why? Saving at every step. Not that it really should matter until we get to that part where she... What? Okay, so it locks your cursor to the window of your in a certain menu. I guess I can understand that, but... Might be interesting to watch the opening again, like in your understream.
Oh,
With the
so
with
you
the
finished installing
voice
your
acting.
quartz, have you?
Were you just saying game because it wasn't showing up? Because you might have to be more specific otherwise.
Since you have both, if you balance, if you'd like to, all right. Last, the more since now, go ahead and.
All right. Yeah, we should be able to save after this, and then specifically when we start talking to her after having done this. That she's like, what if I broke your game? What if I destroyed it?
Good work on opening up a sensor. This concludes now.
Let's see. What's on screen? Yeah.
Now that
Oh well.
you, I don't,
How about
Yeah, because
Joshua.
suddenly it was in a.
Mr. Melders,
It was the.
thank you for all your help.
I don't know why I'm failing to, like... I keep hearing the dialogue and being like, I should stop talking, because the characters are talking, when we've heard this before. The game window got named to something different, even though I've launched it through the DirectX 8 version before, and that showed up just fine. So, I don't know. It's an easy thing to solve, but it was confusing that it was a problem in the first place, you know?
We'll be
I'm going to remember.
Ah? Looking bad. Gonna break down. Did you say you're gonna go to bed? I think sleep is always... Sleep is always nice in these situations. Top 10 anime betrayals. Yeah, yeah, what were you reading for the whole thing with lab filters and FFD show and... Because he did disappear a little bit after saying that. Not all bad compared to last time. True. Let's launch the configuration tool again. Borderless windowed mode. Cutscene transitions seems to be a problem. Yeah. And that's why I disabled movies. And yet... I mean, clearly there's not a movie that's about to be playing. It's just, like you said, cutscene transition. Trails in the sky. Max screen. I just wish this wasn't such a problem with the opening cutscene, because that's all I can find. And it's a little maddening. You can play the opening and ending videos fine in the game, but it's the cutscenes between them that does not play at all. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay, I think I found the thing. Try installing the lab filters. Just installing them? This person being like, yeah, just install them. No, like... clarification on, like, what to do afterwards. Because this is not a tool that, like, just works on its own. This is something you set up that allows you to change things, as far as I can see. But they're just like, yeah, just install. Should I do something with it? Look forward to streaming the electrical update today. So excited for it. Then, yeah, Kangaroo Record. Yeah. Patch the fun out of the update you wanted to experience. Love it. Okay, and it's this person's Windows install that was apparently the issue, but I don't think... Or, like, you know, they thought that was the issue, but they didn't follow up. Which is cool. My screen problems. Of course, the other option is to uninstall the mod. I can't imagine that'll be what does it. But it's worth a try. Yeah, because I had made a backup, thankfully. So, let me do that real quick. And as I recall, the voice folder just straight up did not exist. So that can be safely just deleted. And if it's not the case, you know, I can always just take it right out of the trash. So, no harm in trying. Alright, let's see. I'm launching the DirectX 8 version again, so... the issue is happening on both, so I can't imagine that really will have an impact. No harm in trying, though. How about it? Didn't put us in the floor, but to be fair, we didn't check to see if that would happen after we saved, so... We are finished with training, to be fair, ma'am. You just need to, you know, lead into that. Yep, it's the mod. I don't know how that was in the back of my mind, like, that's the only change I did. So that's a possibility. But I didn't want to just immediately uninstall it, but... No, we got a taste of it. It's possible that it's just because I had already started the game before using the mod, but I can't imagine that's the case. Because in theory, this should be something you would be able to install after having started the game. And I would assume this would be something that they would, you know, say like, hey, if you've already started the game, you're gonna need to do X, Y, Z. Like, that'd be a pretty big thing to leave out, so that's probably not the case. Man. No dub after all, I guess. Sad. There's probably a fix for that. I'll spend my time looking into it later, though. And not right now live on stream. All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What you looking for? What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? I sure already forgot. I didn't pay much attention. Yeah, and? And I even made you jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks. Unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. Oh, divine Idios. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. If anything, we can see if it works later. Yeah, once we're past this section. Yeah, so also I was thinking, guess it might just be a little iffy for the first part of the game. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. Oh, those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that while I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air out without... not just blowing hot air with the results of your test. Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Hey, Tear Bomb. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make immediate note of it in here. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? I feel like we've heard that quote before somewhere. That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then. Let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure to be treated as such. Alright. Wait a minute, Estelle. There appears to be a recovery point over there, so we should use it if our HP or EP become low. And your EP is a little low, isn't it? Sounds like a plan to me. Yup. Sure is. That happened at some... It was full earlier, I thought. And then suddenly I noticed while we were in the Orbment shop that it was lower? So clearly it got set to that level just to motivate you to try and use that for the first time. Oh my god, it's the rat! Monsters at 12 o'clock. Monster. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it! Monsters cannot be seen from far away, they'll become visible as you approach them, and that is new, because this is a different format of game. And now there's monsters. Evo added Japanese voice acting. Evo? Battle order bar indicates who attacks first. Yeah, same as usual. Okay, we do have crafts. I was wondering about that. I figured probably would, but hadn't been mentioned. Okay, attack can let you move, which is interesting. It's not a separate function here. But there is that function of like, if you do if you click an enemy that can't be attacked, you move over there, just like in Cold Steel. Free Master Trails in the Sky. Oh, right. Yeah, I saw something like that for Cold Steel in the Steam store. Of course, it wasn't translated, because... Why would it be? Oh, Joshy boy, you can't even get there. sell candy either. Almost like it was set up for that purpose. As a kind of tutorial or something. No. Still gives you the English battle voices. Huh. Weird. Like in the Japanese version? I mean, I suppose that's the only version.
We're good to go.
There's that voice acting. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemies, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Art time. Aqua bleed. Subler. Crisscross. Classic.
Piece of cake.
Aw. Cute of her. Got an onion. Advantage! Estelle, let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Roger that! I don't know what that is. Never heard of a craft in my life. Also, I like that he says crafts not only deal out damage, but they can also do other stuff, like arts don't also do that? I guess he's comparing it to attacking.
Come on.
Heard crafts are bombs you make with alchemy, I think I think it's what you're saying. It's true! No, dual strike because we're out of energy for that. Duh. Would help to pay attention to that.
All right, we're good to go.
Ayo. Oh my god, chest. You know what that means? The chest is empty. Because of you. Nice work, hero. Love it. Thank you, English translation team, for this. What a surprise. Another creepy thing. I'm sure there's an easier way to take care of them. One blow using an S-craft or an S-break should do the trick for just about any enemy. Catch is, our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. That's all you say. Oh my god, and miraculously we're at 98 CP. Oh my god! Okay, so the difference between S-crafts and S-breaks is... The S-break is specifically the one that you've, like... Is when you're using it. And whatever you have set as such is the one that gets automatically used when you use it in the middle of the battle. I honestly am surprised that the use S-break when it's not your turn thing isn't like a later edition, because it feels like it would have been. Pummel!
Here I come.
Oh, it's beautiful. And ever so unnecessary. And we do a little, this correct.
All right, we're good to go.
Easy. What's over here, though? Nothing. Ah. The door is rusted and appears to be locked. Damn. If only we had a key. Oh my god, a chest! So that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? We've made it this far, the rest is gonna be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Certain bonuses which can be allotted to turns, certain bonuses, yeah, but we know about that. That's nothing new. Let's set up an art for these guys. She's a staff user, so I assume she's better at arts, even though... You would really expect it to be the other way around. Like, how is Estelle not the bruiser? You know what I mean? Personality-wise, you'd really think that Joshua would be the arts user. Maybe he is. I obviously haven't checked their stats yet, but... Gameplay-wise, the suggestion certainly seems to be that he's the attacker. Physical attacker, I mean. And what did he have again? Right, dual strike. You know what? Sure. She's got more strength than Joshua. Thank God! Oh, it's a staff in that sense. I misinterpreted. Thank God. No, you know what the problem is? Is I'm used to orbital stabs. So I hear staff and I assume like, oh, she's an arts caster. I didn't even look at the staff she's holding. My eyes don't function. But sure. First oval staff is TO and crossbow. They are new, huh? Not that the games take place all that far away from each other time-wise, but... There was that whole thing, like, at the start of Cold Steel, where they're like... Oh yeah, these are experimental. Right, yeah. Trails in the Sky does take place earlier, and then Crossbell and Cold Steel are... I mean, Cold Steel takes place during... Or other way around. Crossbell takes place during Cold Steel. During 1 and 2. But yeah, no, maybe if I'd looked at how she's fighting, it would have been very obvious that my initial assumption on what her staff was supposed to be for was not correct. Okay, thank God. Okay, thank God. Yeah, okay, so it's still like a strength fighter versus a dexterous fighter kind of deal. Speedy guy. You can't get over there, huh? Maybe actually look at their stats right now before I make assumptions. There's gonna be a little cutscene, but
Let's move out.
no, there's not. I really expected there to be one. Okay, yeah, so strength 42, 20, 18, 15, 15. Now, technically, I assume it's, you know, she'll work out to be higher strength. Yeah, she's got higher defense. Slightly. Yeah, he does have higher arts. Okay, good. And he does have higher speed, like I thought. Higher movement, so that also makes sense. She's got greater range. Interesting. Yeah, sorry for just being a little bit of a clown live on stream. Be like, oh, a staff, huh? Ignores the battle staff she is clearly whipping at her enemies. That's weird. There are a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact that there's not just one, but two is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be awards for you, though. Rewards. Like, for sure you're right, but I'll be very surprised if they get back to her and she isn't just like, that's for you! Open up and enjoy! Have fun with your new presents! You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. It's not honest. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. 2 years from now. Ah, right, yeah. Opening one of these boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they're nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Sharon when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright. Thank you, Joshua, for preventing her from failing her test. Now, Shirley. I assume that's gonna get unlocked as plot progresses. And serious stuff starts happening. Wrong place to go. Doubt we need to do this. Did you check the chest? Oh my god, I didn't! Thank you. How did I forget that? I remember for the first chest, but not this one. I was just like, cutscene over, let's get out of here. I got shit to do. By looking inside this chest again, you flunk. Just kidding. I'm so glad to finally be here. I'd heard so much, but Cold Steel only had those starting in Cold Steel 2, and only for the Overdrive chests, so... Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm gonna need to confirm the items in your possession. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured you would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? It's for me to know and you to find out, after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now, so let's get back to work. You two still have some things to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. What was the whole thing? Don't shirk work. Smiles go for miles. There's something else. When is this day gonna be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. It seems like we're in reaching distance of our goal. I like that she did like one big thing and she's just like, man, I wanna go to bed. Me too, girl. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in every guild branch. And as you already know by now, Ina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you go ahead and report the results of today's training? Yeah. Junior Bracer! Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. Neat. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you'll receive. You will also accumulate points which are known as BP, Bracer Points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a Bracer. Once we get to Cold Steel, the only thing we can think of is academic points, which are apparently a thing that exists and measures you past the point when you're a student. Isn't that weird? To be fair, they did justify it in universe as like, oh, what's his name? Totally blanking. Bracer, blonde hair, Topal was like, yeah, we'll pretend you're still earning academic points for funsies. Which I assume is just him being used to assigning BP. When these points exceed a certain value... Oh my god. You know how he tried to recruit Reen near the end there? He's just like getting him adjusted to how it is being a bracer. And that's why Sarah uses them too. Actually, no, they make perfect sense. They're both just like, well, you're not bracers, so we can't call them BP. So they're, academic points, cause you're students! Yay! When these points exceed a certain value, you'll advance in rank and as a bracer and be awarded with a special piece of equipment. A piece of special equipment! Words! By the guild. The ranks of a junior bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. You know. As you do. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but... The amount of Mira and BP you'll receive will be recorded in your bracer notebooks as well, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Ina. And sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? I know sure it'll involve the whip. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You've now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then. Aren't those boxes the ones... I predicted an incredibly predictable plot element. We got 'em, boys! In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua open the boxes. They're badges. They're emblems. This crest is... So does this mean we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as junior bracers within the Bracer Guild. It's 3 p.m. It is 3 p.m. and Estelle's like, I need a break. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. All this mental gymnastics is too much for her. Yeah, she's getting tired mentally. The mental gymnastics of don't open the packages you were asked to retrieve for a client. I love her. She only has so many brain cells and they're working hard. Come on, Joshua! You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world! We did it! Learn how to use an orbit. Oof, yeah, no, she's never gonna do that. She's never gonna figure it out. I know she was casting stuff earlier, so it looked like she learned. She operates on instinct, and as soon as that fails, she's done for. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand you've been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. She knows how to cast cool spells, that's it. Yeah! That's all she's got. Hey, you know what? Good for her. That's all that's important. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise. I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is just one of a Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on so you can help guide these new recruits for, who come after yourselves. I'll learn to speak someday. And in time, I hope to see you both can become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Sherazard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing what he knows what... who is always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we're qualified as junior Bracers. Right! Seems even Joshua's forgotten. We need to pick up the paper. Hurry up and come on! Wait for me, Luke! Where are you going, kids? Off to start a plot? For us? You're so kind. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua! Okay, you little twerp. What's with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark? What's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a Bracer, you wannabe. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberale than the milk that comes from Parasol Farm. What? No way! You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real Bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real Bracers. More like Bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle... What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. Mature, huh? That means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna go train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. He's not gonna see Joshua later. That boy Luke. He's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. Oh, this again, huh? What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't get it because it's a boy thing. I was about to say something about it not making sense. I was like, that just kind of falls in line literally with what he's saying, so maybe not. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Estelle is definitely not still basically a young child. With the way she acts, anyway. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did! Maybe I should have you start by calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. Hyper Bracer. She got a new title already. By the way, Mr. Renon, did the Liberal news come in? Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Don't brush me up like that, you two. Brush me up. Oh, whatever. I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 mirror, please. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine. But does it really sell that well? He gave us 5 times the cost of the magazine. May I point out. It sure does. Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camera woman who've done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. Also, yeah, this basically confirms that it's scaled off of yen, because 100 yen for a newspaper is about right. I don't know how much newspapers cost in Japan, but I would imagine they scale probably about the same in the US. Also, this is like a fantasy world. So that kind of like, picking up the local newspaper for $1. It tracks. They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received in my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. Recipe book! Let's go! Literal most important item in the game. I say, not having used food at all in Cold Steel other than literally just like, well, I have this in my inventory, I might as well use it. I never prepped stuff, is what I'm saying. Like, I made stuff to fill out the recipe book, but once I did that, I did not make any duplicates. Which, to be fair, if you do that, you do end up with a lot of food that you can use. For as little as you end up using items, it works out pretty well as such. Need to get recipe in this game. Oh, interesting. Like, you have to get the food already made rather than learning the recipe and then making it. Is that it? I mean, I don't know how else that would be interpreted, but... It's a recipe book, isn't it? Yeah, if it's, what's the binding I'm looking for? This is ruining my bit. Need to actually use it. Yeah. It's spiral bound, and that's how you know it's a recipe book. You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's gonna cut pretty deep into your wallets. You ever get a piece of advice in a video game, and you realize, like, everything you've been doing wrong? How did I played through 2 entire JRPGs, like, man, healing items sure are expensive. Not putting 2 and 2 together, that there are healing items that revive you and heal you, that I could have been... Okay, I'd say I'm fine, but I'm not. How did I not realize this? I was just saying, like, yeah, I never used recipes. I never made shit. Maybe I should have. Maybe I would have been able to afford more armor. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it. And you'll have lots of recipes in no time. I don't know that that's how that works. I don't know that that's how recipes work. But sure. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Fuck yeah! Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food and learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across. I'm not sure that's good advice to tell a teenager. Doesn't help that Cold Steel Market sucks. You can make easy money off palm murder. That's fair. And whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. You're not gonna advise Estelle to not eat literally any food she finds? You know she's gonna take that completely literally. It's not that I don't like cooking at all. It's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renon. That's his thing. That's why he's giving us this for free. He's getting business off of it. Respectable, honestly. Thank you for your recipe book. Your recipe book. I don't know why. It's fine. I'll put it to good use. Sit-down meals which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals which can be carried as items. Hey. Okay, let's do the thing. Or not, I just automatically ate that as part of the cutscene, I assume. Part of the conversation, whatever, you know. Recipe book. Neat. But for as little as we've done, now that I've done the thing that I was worried I'd forget if I left it for next stream. Actually, back up! No, wait, never mind. I looked down at the status bars again and I thought... I misinterpreted CP as EP. And I was like, when did they use all that? I can't read, which I think has been made very obvious. But it's fine. What's this? The monster guide is just up on screen at all times. You know, sure, why not? Anyway. We can continue tomorrow. I think I need a break from my voice anyway. So, now that we've gotten this far, I'll see if I can figure out anything about the issue I was having with the dub before our next stream. But I might be busy with other stuff, unfortunately. So, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. As it goes. But yeah, we're going to see if we can find anyone to raid. Otherwise, have a good night, have a good time zone if it's not that time for you. Get some rest if you need it. Let's see who's online. Wiggly's up. It's not often I get to raid into a Wiggly stream, so long as Wiggly's still going, because this is a pretty long stream, pretty late stream as well by Wiggly standards. So, as long as this ad can get out of the way. Doesn't seem like Wiggly's ending soon, so let's go say hi. Why not? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll hopefully play a little more than just that much. You know, this is like part of the prologue. Because I do want to make a good amount of progress each stream, so I don't take months to get through this. Ideally, but we'll see. Yeah, but good night, see you around, and bye-bye-bye.